All right, guys, what I'm going to take you through today is basically my reproduction of Joe Defranco's legendary Lumbar 11 exercises. I'll have some slightly different modifications and commentary on a couple of them. For the most part, it's all the same. The Lumbar 11 really kind of opened my eyes to the wonderful world of mobility and self-help in the physical space. Ever since I started doing it, first of all, I've been piling on more and more mobility exercises and soft tissue work and so on and so forth. But just this little exercise alone that you can do in 10 minutes it can completely change the way you move in your hips and your lower back especially, but all over. It's just a wonderful series of workouts. Joe Defranco, if you're watching this, I'm sure you watch all my videos. Thank you very much, sir. So we'll go ahead and get started. Again, you can do this. This is these workouts here you can do in a series. You can pick and choose the ones you like. You can do them in a warm-up. You can do them at the end of the day. I like to do them right before bed. A lot of the times I do them before jiu-jitsu. You can do them 3 times a day if you'd like. We're going to go through, or 3 times a week, however you want to do it. We're going to go through, start from the top. We're going to roll out the IT band. This is a foam roller here. I bought this off of Amazon for I think it was like 10 bucks, 11 bucks. Nothing special. You could use PVC pipe, whatever you want to do. We're just trying to add pressure to, well, in this case, the IT band. The iliotibial band that runs down the side of your leg. Put 1 foot in front, get down to kind of a loose side plank here. 1 foot in front, and we're gonna just slowly roll out that IT band. We're gonna find some places. When we find a place that hurts, we're gonna stop. That's called a trigger point, and we're gonna work that leg back and forth and really work out that that knot. All right, and then we keep going. And just find the parts that hurt. There's really no perfect way to do this. Do that about 10 to 15 times each side. That's on the outside of your legs. When you go over to the other side to do the same thing. Then we're going to work the inside of the leg. I like to put the foam roller at about 45-degree angle and then cross over here, go into kind of a bit of a low plank and just go all the way up to the top of the groin and come back to about that teardrop on the vastus medialis, the inside of the thigh there, and up by the knee and back again. Yes, sir, or ma'am. Friend. And when you find that trigger point, get to where you can see, just pump back and forth a little bit. This is on the inside of the thigh mainly. Do it about 10 to 15 times each leg. Nice and slow. Really feel it. I'm sure you will. Joe Defranco does not include this in the Lumbar 11 specifically, but one of my favorites while you get the foam roller out is the quad smash. I like to throw this in while I'm doing this as well. Quad smash is very similar to the IT band and the inner thigh that we just did, only you're hitting the top of the quads, and it's brutal. It brought me to tears the first few times I did it. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it. First, you get into a low plank. Let me go from this side here. Get into a low plank, and again, you're hitting the top of your quads. You want to start up at the top near your pelvic area, and then just roll back and forth on the foam roller. There's just I wore the wrong shorts for this. You can't see any contrast, but I'm on just one thigh right now. I'm just using my other leg for balance. But try to get as much pressure on there as you can stand. When you find a bad spot, you work it back and forth. And you will probably, if you've never done this before, you're going to find all sorts of bad spots. All right, now go down just about 1/2 inch, and we're going to work across the grain of the quads again. All right, we're going to keep doing this. So you go all the way across, find a spot that hurts, come back, and then roll down just a little bit more. Okay? Go all the way down till you get right near the knee. And then do the other side. Now, if you're like me, you might not be able to do this your first time. You might not be able to go back and forth across the grain like that. So something else you could do to kind of work your way into it is go vertically, like you did with the IT band, where you're going up and down. It's still pretty intense, but it's just a little less intense. You can work up to going across the grain. But stick on the top side of the quads. Do that again about 10 to 15 times. That's it for the foam roller for this. Take the lacrosse ball now. This is a glute smash / hip, a lateral hip smash. This is one of my favorites. You put this underneath the outside of your hip, around the outside of your glutes. Put one ankle over your knee, come up, and just really put all the pressure on the side and just rock it around. And you're gonna find some pretty sweet spots. When you find a bad trigger point, relax, really let yourself fall into it and contract. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Relax and contract, relax and contract. Just kind of grind it in. All right, it's sort of lewd looking. It feels extremely uncomfortable, but it is wonderful. As Joe Defranco said, this little ball pays in dividends. I think he said he does it like 3 times a day. I try to do it. Realistically, I do it every day. I try to do it as many times as I possibly can. It's beautiful for lower back pain, hip pain, especially. It's a great thing to soften up the tissue a little bit for the next movements we're about to do. All right, so we have next we're going to do some windshield wipers. You're going to lay on your back, put your arms out, knees up, knees are together. Your bottom of your calves are roughly parallel to the floor, and you're going to look to one side and lower your knees to the ground. Exhale, close to the ground, bring it back up. As you come up, look to the other side. Remember, keep those knees together. This is a fantastic lumbar mobility exercise. It's also not a bad little core exercise as well. All right. I like to do it between 10 and 20 times. One direction is 1 rep. So 1, 2, 10 to 20 times. After that, excuse me, we're going to drop down to a frog stretch. For the frog stretch, I don't know if I want to get at that angle. It's not very attractive. Basically, your knee and your heel are going to be on the same line. Okay, knee and your heel are and both shins are running parallel to each other. Okay, get down to kind of a low plank, elbows in pretty close, and you're gonna rock in. And I like to rock in and up a little bit. My posterior going up. I like to make sure there's, pick a corner of the room. Not a lot of people behind you. But do your thing, whatever. All right, we're gonna go back and up. We're gonna hold that for about 2 seconds. And relax. And back and up. Not up too much, but you're just trying to get a nice stretch, a short stretch in the groin. It's a great groinal dynamic stretch. And it leads us into to the next exercise that we'll do. These are basically really deliberate groiners. I really like to use the word groin today. We're going to get into a high plank, kind of extended mountain climbers, and we're going to bring our leg up to the side, and really kind of like to do some. You can do some kind of lunge push-ups here. You're really stretching the hamstrings. You're stretching, you get a nice iliopsoas warm up. I'll show you what it looks like from the front. So high plank, bring it up here. Your heel of your palm and the heel of your foot are right up next to each other. And gotta dip into it. Bring it back, do the next leg. Same thing. You can go faster and faster as you do more. Sometimes I skip this, sometimes I do it. It just depends on what kind of exercise I'm going to be doing. If I'm just if it's at the end of the day, I'll do these extended groiners. I'll go real slow. Sometimes I'll, kind of bring it in and then kind of pivot on my knee a little bit and drop in. If you're doing this before a workout, you really don't want to drop in for a static stretch for too long. I wouldn't do it for more than 7 seconds. Maybe just kind of go down and feel it, come back up, switch sides, play with it a little bit. All right, find the parts that are hurting you, parts where you're tight, stretch them out a little bit, get them moving. Again, static stretches are nice before bedtime. If you're about to work out, don't hold those stretches for too long. Anyways, I'm getting off the topic. Next, we're going to do fire hydrants. Basically making like a dog here. You're getting into the quadruped position. Your knees are underneath your hips, palms underneath your shoulders. You bring one leg out. Here's a nice fire hydrant here. I think it's this is a yellow one of those yellow ones. And I'm just gonna raise my hip up. Now you could do this. There's a few different variations. The one Mr. Defranco talks about is one I typically do the most of. That's where you start real small. Now, one thing you need to do, you need to try as hard as you can to make sure you maintain a close to neutral spine. You also want to keep your shoulders level. You don't want to be doing this, dropping your shoulder. This is a great core stability workout as well as hip mobility because you are keeping yourself stable. Okay, so we're going to bring one leg up. We're going to start with a small circle. Put your hands kind of close together so you can get a good circle there, and then get bigger. There we go. You're going to do about 5 of those, and then you're going to switch directions. Again, start small and get bigger until you're going full range of motion. Do about 5 each direction on each side, so about 20 altogether. Another way to do it is just a straight fire hydrant, or you're doing just a lateral lift to the side, just like old Rover likes to do. You can even make a little noise if you're disgusting like myself. All right, anyways, moving on. We're gonna move on to the Cossack squat. Now these squats are, these are you can't see my face, I'm sure you don't really care. But start kind of a wide stance. And feet almost 45 degrees out. Or toes almost 45 degrees out. You want to go out too much further than that. And you come down to one side, weight on the heels. You want to keep your chest up and your toe up on that side, and then shift as flat as you can to the other side. And come back again. Right? And then back. Now, a lot of folks are going to be able to do this movement right off the bat, so you can use, crap, I don't really have anything, but you can use a chair to kind of keep yourself stable. The main thing is you want to keep your core strong, and you want to put your weight on the heels of the leg that you're lunging over to or squatting over to. Keep your toe up. It's just a fantastic mobility exercise. After that, once you do those, you can do, Joe Defranco has you sitting in a chair and I really didn't think this through. Screw it, we're not going to do it. It's a fantastic exercise, but one thing I like to do is do a 90-90 stretch, which is works very similar movement. You're going to bring your leg out, running parallel to the line of your hips, and then another leg running perpendicular to that. This is a little bit of a geometry lesson today, so it kind of looks like that. You're going to come down. Your arm should shadow, run parallel to your front of your leg. This arm should run about parallel to the rear leg. And pull yourself in. I like to pull myself in to pull my chin to my heels. What you're doing is really opening up the side of the hips, the outside of the hips, the outside of the glutes as well. Basically, that part we're hitting with a lacrosse ball. You're gonna pull yourself in. Now, this is one of those things that I don't like to do. I like to do at the end of the day or at the end of an intense workout. It kind of qualifies as a static stretch. Because if you hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, get real deep on it, it's a wonderful thing, but it's not always the best idea to do before actually it's rarely a good idea to do before an intense strength or power workout. So what I like to do before that, a workout where if I'm doing this before an intense workout, I like to put my ankle over my feet and rock back, okay? And switch legs and rock back. Okay, switch legs and rock back. And another thing you can do, which is what Joe Defranco puts early in the workout. And again, you can mix this up as much as you want. I a lot of time like to do this. I'll show you what I'm doing here. While I do while I'm stretching the outside of my hips. After that, I like to roll all the way back. Let my toes touch my hands, and then come out, stretch, put your feet apart, and drop all the way down, elbows on the floor, come back up, and do that about 10 times. So what I'll do again is leg over here, starting from the top, do about 5 to 10 on each side. After I do those, come back with both legs, hit the ground. Hopefully that's not too confusing. That's really about it before a workout. Another thing that Joe Defranco does in the original Lumbar 11 is let's see what this looks like. As you put your feet up on a chair, knee in close, other foot here, and you're really opening up that psoas, the iliopsoas. Kind of keep your back relatively straight. You don't want to lean back. You don't want to overextend your back, but really drive your hips out forward. I like to put one arm over my head. What that looks like back here. One arm kind of over my head and lean to that side a little bit. Hold that stretch for about 20-30 seconds. On the other side. So opening up the front of my hips, trying to keep the hips square. I'll raise my arm, lean over, just open it up a little bit further. Again, that's about 20-30 seconds on each side. That is my version of the Lumbar 11. I'll put a link to the original, the original in the description of this video here. Check it out. Do it often, and you're gonna notice the improvements in the way you move, the way you feel very quickly. Thanks a lot.